Oh, snap. Hey, happened how it need to happen, I guess. Hey, man. Long time no see, long time no see. You know, I always gotta keep my eye on you. Oh, man. What a time to be alive. How could you be forgetting the law right now? How could the law of existence not be your main focus? Do you not hear what speaking of the law brings? Because honestly, if you're paying attention, you'll always hear it. The breath of existence is always there with those who remember it. How can you not want to be pure excellence? How could you not want to understand something that not only communicates with you, but with all of existence? Because we as a people have forgotten the law. The law gives power like nothing else. The law is understanding. The law is wisdom. We had to be here for our community, constantly. That's what the Creator would want for us. But y'all know me, man. I can get to rapping for days. Some people be calling me an MC. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But right now, I'm slanging these words and verbs and manifesting them into action. I think that's enough said. Let's get some scripture. You know, you never see a samurai without his sword. So why should you be without yours? My Tanakh is my Zan. Because I swing the Torah with every word. It's been a minute, so let's get it. 2 Samuel, chapter 18. And Dawad numbered the people that were with him and set captains of thousands and captains of hundreds over them. And David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Hawa'ab, and a third part under the hand of Abishai, and the son of Zeruiah, Hawa'ab's brother, a third part under the hand of Ittai, the Gileadite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also. But the people answered, Thou shalt not go forth, for if we flee away, they will not care for us. Neither if half of us die, will they care for us. But thou art worth 10,000 of us. I don't think y'all heard what I just read. Because if you did, you'd be understand what you're hearing right now. 'cause you can't spell wind without a win. So be it, peace, brethren. The law is with you. What shall you fear? Because this is the true power. A man of Hawa needs no sword when he can slay you with his mouth. So which side will you be on, brethren? Because I'm building with those who building with the law. So let's get that verse back again. But the people answered, Whoa. Thou shalt not go forth, for if we flee away, they will not care for us. Neither if half of us die, will they care for us. But now thou art worth 10,000 of us. Therefore now it is better that thou succor us out of the city. And the king said unto them, What seemeth you best, I will do. And the king stood by the gate side, and all the people came out by hundreds and by thousands. And the king commanded Hawaab and Abishai and Itatai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young men, even with Absalom. And the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning Absalom. So the people went out. So the people went out. So the people, Hawa, went out into the field against Hawa Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim. Where the people of Hawa Israel were slain before the servants of Dawad. And there was there a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men. For the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country, and the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. Let me show y'all something. The call of existence rings in the ear of those who are willing to listen to it. So you understand certain things now. When you start living the Torah, the protection that the kings of the Torah had, you myself will have. Us am I am us. The sword devoured, the wood devoured more than the sword. Because the wood is everlasting, the wood is existence, the wood is the tree of life. The tree of the law. Because the wood is existence, the wood is not just the tree that you're seeing right now, the wood is the birds singing in the tree. So how deep is your protection? Being of the law? Because this is not a power that is given to just anyone. You have to understand your responsibility now. That's why no one's gonna fight for you like your mother will. Wah wah. She cares for those who are in the breath of the Father. The frame of all was done. Let's get it back. For the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country, and the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. And Absalom met the servants of Dawad, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth, and the mule that was under him went away. The quicker we understand that we are the people of the book, the quicker we get our land back. The quicker we start treating each other better again, the quicker we understand that we are here for greatness. Because sometimes the things that talk about you are meant to help you. So yes, sometimes the Torah has to speak about you, has to talk about you, has to get you to do it better than you've been doing it before. So yeah, you gotta call out your sin. Because how can I say I'm here for you, but I'm not here for you? So you gotta be like, hey, what you doing? Nuh-uh. You ain't supposed to be doing that right there. Nah, if you're trying to stay up here, you're supposed to be doing like this. Honor thy father, honor thy mother, put no other God before thy breath. Hawa. No false idols, no images of anything in heaven and below. Simple things, know what I'm saying? How can you say the breath don't exist? Brethren, ain't you breathing it? When you just sit back and listen to the things that you need to see, things that you need to be, you understand how great you could actually be. Because you're tapping into the whole power now. So our people had a deep connection with our trees. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, I am Asina Lagu. I am the ancient cedar tree. But not just a cedar tree, I am a great oak tree. Because we understand our connection with nature, we understand how the wood can devour more than the sword. Whoa, whoa. And a certain man saw it, and told Hawa'ab, and said, Behold, I saw Absalom hanged in the oak tree. And Hawa'ab said unto the man that told him, and, Behold, thou sawest him? And why didst thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver, and a girdle. And the man said unto Hawa'ab, Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth mine hands against the king's son. For in our hearing the king charged thee and Abishai and Itatai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom. When you understand that Hawa is king, and that you are his son. You have so much protection, you know you don't have to run. Because the fear of Hawa will be in the hearts of your enemies. If you don't realize it by now, the protection of the Father is always here, because it's always everywhere. So, let's go, Abba Salam. Otherwise, I should have wrought falsehood against my own life. For there is no matter hid from the king. And thou thyself wouldst have set thyself against me. Then said Hawa'ab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Abba Salam, while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bare Hawa'ab's armor compassed about and smote Abba Salam and slew him. And Hawa'ab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Hawa Israel. And Hawa'ab held back the people, and they took Abba Salam and cast him into a great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him, and all Hawa Israel fled, every one to his tent. Now Abba Salam in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale. For he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name. And it called unto this day Abba Salam's place. Yeah. The place of the Father. Wow. Damn, bruh. I usually be having epiphanies off screen while I'm by myself. But it's also amazing to have one while my brethren are around me in unity. Abba Salam's place is the place of the Father. It's just like Abba Salam was cut, you were cut. Hawa. The Torah is a medicine book. A script of healing to those in need. Because it describes the outer while also describing the in. He called it the pillar after his own name, and it called unto this day Absalom's place. Then said Amihaz, the son of Zadok, let me now run and bear the king tidings. How that Hawa hath avenged him of his enemies. Again, what do you have to fear? Hawa is always there, because he's always near. And Hawa said unto him, thou shalt not bear tidings this day, but thou shalt bear tidings another day. But this day thou shalt bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead. Then said Hawa to Cushi, go tell the king what thou hast seen. And Cushi bowed himself unto Hawa and ran. Then said Amihaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Hawa, but howsoever, let me, I pray thee, also run after Cushi. And Hawa said, wherefore wilt thou run, my son, seeing that thou hast no tidings ready? The Torah speaks to those who are down to listen. Wow. We know that a true tiding is a gift from Hawa. And the story of Cain and Abel becomes more clear now. What offering do you bring? Do you bring an offering of Hawa, or do you bring an offering of Baal? Because we understand that you are a farmer, that you are Adam. You understand that Hawa will always be around you. So you'll always have a good tiding to bring to your brethren. So whether it's the king's oil that you make, whether it's the website that you've built for the people, whether it's a library that has plethora of books that people can dig into now, whether it's just you reading scriptures to them again, whether it's just you preparing wholesome, healthy, all-natural meals for them. You are bringing a good tiding because it's in the law of ruach. So to not have a tiding ready could mean something. This whole chapter is speaking. When we forget the covenant. For howsoever said he, let me run, and he said unto him, run. Then Amihaz ran by the way of the plain, overran Cushi. And Dawad sat between the two gates, and the watchman went up to the roof over the gate unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man running alone. And the watchman cried and told the king, and the king said, if he be alone, there is tidings in his mouth. And he came apace and drew near. And the watchman saw another man running, and the watchman called unto the porter and said, behold, another man running alone. And the king said, he also bringeth tidings. When you do the work of ruach, sometimes you will be alone. But because you do the work of ruach, you will always have an offering. Because this is only meant for the thorough. And when you're thorough in the law, you'll always be bred in the right direction. So you'll always have tidings to bring towards the community. And the watchman said, me thinketh the running of the foremost is like the running of Amihaz the son of Zadok. And the king said, he is a good man, and cometh with good tidings. And Amihaz called and said unto the king, all is well. And he fell down to the earth upon his face before the king and said, Baruch atah be ruach, thy creator, which hath delivered up the men that lifted up their hand against my creator, the king. And the king said, is the young man Absalom safe? And Amihaz answered, when Hoab sent the king's servant, And me, thy servant, I saw a great tumult, but I knew not what it was. And the king said unto him, Turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still. And behold, Cushi came, and Cushi said, Tidings, my creator the king, for Hawa hath avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against thee. Hawa Israel and Hawa Yudah, your protection is near, because it never left you. Your creator will avenge those that stand against you, stand against thee. I just read it to you. It's in written form, now it's time to put it in verb form. And the king said unto Cushi, Is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushi answered, The enemies of my creator the king, and all that rise against thee to do thee hurt, be as that young man is. And the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate, and wept. And as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would Hawa I had died for thee, Absalom, my son, my son. Anyone who comes in the way of righteousness is in disposition to the way of existence. So of course your creator will come back to avenge you. What you need to be afraid of. Doesn't matter if they know who you are. Guess what? They supposed to. They're supposed to know that you're a peculiar one. You are set apart for a reason. Everything is good, because everything's all. Be one bread.